of my Monday show. We talk about business. And, today I wanted to have a conversation with each one of you guys that have the opportunity to come across our channel for the first time to just thank you for one from everybody here at CFS Studios. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I would tell you that I wish I knew certain things before I started business. It would have helped me tremendously. But on today, I'm going to just talk about what you should know if you are in business and you're interacting with somebody. It's important. Before you tell anybody about your business or even what you do, you got to make sure that they care. One of the hardest things to do when you start a business or you do anything in life, even building a friendship, is that you can try to impress everyone, but if they don't care to be impressed or actually compete with you, what you're going to find out is that you're actually making enemies, people who are automatically going to find in their life that they really don't care about you. That's an important factor. See, when I first started in business, I was just trying to go out there and prove to the entire world that I could actually do it. It wasn't the fact that I considered to myself, wait a minute, I already have these skills, I've already accomplished this task, I've been doing this without getting paid, volunteering my service to do different things. Before I even started in business from a standpoint of corporations, I was a child. I mean, I had chores, I cut neighbors' yards, I had assisted a friend delivering papers, and then got my own paper route. Those were all the things that have taken place, and I had done those things at different times in my life for free. I would never even consider that there was an economic situation because my understanding was there was a job coming and I would have to get older and do an application. Well, remember this: we all have an opportunity to do something great, to contribute to society, to change the way that our current views and understandings was, or maybe even still is. How do we do that? We need wisdom, guys. I tell you, I need it every day. Wisdom and logic are not the same thing. Discernment from logic and discernment from wisdom also is not the same thing. So, on today's show, again, if you never liked, subscribe, or followed our channel before, thank you for tuning in to CFS Studios. I want to talk about those two differences. The difference of, please don't explain to anybody what you do unless you know they care. You'd be wasting your time. And the other point is, you need to know the difference between logic, decision making, and also wisdom decision making. We also call that logic discernment, was subjective, exclude from anybody else. And then we look at the fact of matter of using wisdom. Now, here's the biggest difference that you can tell between the two. One, if you are functioning right now and you're using logic, logic is always based on what you know today on back. Also, as part of your parameters of what the information that you've learned to keep yourself from looking stupid in front of anybody else's presence. So it also has a protection factor. It also has a narrowing. So it's almost like a suffocation, something that's going to actually, just kind of shrink your overall reality because you're being guarded. Guarded means you're not being open. And whenever we're guarded, we're on the protection mode. It's like a boxer putting your hands up. You're going to get the high guard. You're going to go like this. These are the tactics you're going to utilize, which means you're not going to see what's coming at you. Versus wisdom. Wisdom is actually totally different. When you have wisdom discernment, that is based on a standard being outside of you that you don't ignore and that you incorporate in everything that you're thinking or thinking about doing or will do. That is the way that I would tell you to actually function. Use wisdom discernment. Make sure that there's a standard, something that's morally, legally, and ethical outside of your own reasoning so that you can actually have something to go up against and balance the scales. Am I making the right decision? How do I know? I need to put some factors in. If you are a child, if you are a young adult, and if you are a husband and wife, think about it in this regards. Make every decision if you're a husband and wife, since I start off as a child first, with the understanding that your other mate and their siblings and your siblings are going to read it in the newspaper tomorrow morning. It's going to be on the front page of the newspaper. That means that this decision that you're getting ready to make, if it comes across as selfish, it excludes your mate, husband or wife. If it excludes the fact of the matter of your siblings, your wife's siblings and your siblings, that when they read this article, they will be disappointed, then I would highly suggest you use the idea and the concept. It ain't worth doing. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not worth doing because if they read this, they're going to be ashamed. Now, on the other side of the equation, let's say you're a teenager. You have to say, for example, that I need to think about my parents, my grandparents, If you are in a relationship with a girlfriend or boyfriend, but most importantly, all of my siblings and the individuals at my school and my future college. If I'm going to college or needing any type of referral letter, how will somebody feel if it's going to be in the front page of the newsletter in the morning? Front page going to be right there, my name. They're going to see it, and I'm going to be affected by it. Well, if you're going to use wisdom that has discernment in it, you're going to make that decision that when they do read it, you're going to eliminate anything that could have a bias. Now, if you're a child, it's very easy. You're going to think about your parents. You're going to think about your birthday. You're going to think about Christmas. You're also going to think about any type of program they're going to get in that has to do with you moving up in any type of school clubs, and make sure that it's on the front page of the newspaper when you think about that decision, and that'll help you. Now, if, on the flip side, if you're not going to use any type of wisdom from discernment, you're going to use logic discernment, then let me just tell you what that's going to be. Every decision you're going to make is always going to be one that suits you, ignores everyone else. Everyone will look at you and they will either tell you, I really don't understand why you did that, or how come you didn't tell me? You will find out very quickly that those decisions that are made, that's in spite of everyone, excludes everyone, offends everyone. Just remember that. Every decision that we make when we're using logic discernment is based on our skills all the way back to the time we was born. The interactions is guarded. It's about keeping us safe. And you're in business, these things are going to be the terrible D's. You're going to feel dumb, dumb, and dumb. The terrible D's. At the end of the day, what we're talking about is going out into the marketplace as a business owner, thinking about how you can meet a need of a customer. So automatically that tells you that yes, you may be meeting that need as a customer, but each customer is different. Can I manufacture or provide a service? So if it's a raw product or service that I can get out to the general public, I need to make sure that I have two different ways of thinking. And if I'm having two different ways of thinking, which means is this, I can't have the thinking if I'm trying to be a customer oriented business to think about things subjectively, where I exclude the customer from participating in my offer. On the other side, I need to make sure that if I am going to do something that has to do with a product or service, raw or just a service being provided, that have an observation of how I want to look at this thing. I need to make sure that my every every last one of my customers that decide that my product is for them, that there's a component that's involved that makes me any decision that I make as an owner, as a person that's providing this to this community or the local state or the United States, am I making a decision that does include in my subjectiveness what I get out of it? Again, everyone has a business. And then when they have that business, they say to themselves, not everyone, when people have businesses, what they're saying to themselves is, how can I make the most money possible? We should not be saying to ourselves, how can I make the most money possible by using this person who doesn't need my product or service, or using this person that may or may not benefit by interacting with the services that I provide. Now they bought it out for impulse, but they really don't benefit. You want to build your company, you want to build your concept over the ideology that I am serving a community that needs my assistance. Well, that's what today's show's about. It's a quick little spurt to get you to think about wisdom from a standpoint of, am I using logical discernment or am I using wisdom discernment? Which means that the standard for wisdom versus logic has to do with everything that benefits me and in spite of anyone else. And wisdom has to do with, wait a minute, I need to take a pause here, because every decision I make, every choice there's the measurement for the goal. It means the standard is outside of me. The standard for what I'm about to do is outside of me. So I always have to include that person, those individuals, the community at large, and I am a servant to that. Now, you will make money, but you can only make money when people care. Until next time, you guys have a great day. Happy Monday. If you never liked, subscribe, or followed our channel before, please take this opportunity to do so. And I look forward to talking to you guys on Wednesday. Have a great day.